Well, very good morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. Me and Sam are certainly awake after that walk up the hill this morning. We've done some mountain. I'm sure this has got to be higher than Snowdon, isn't it? This peak we're on must be higher than Snowdon here, surely. It feels like it anyway. But the sun is out, just about, and Wales looks absolutely glorious as always. We're here for the Plains Rally 2026. Oxford and District Motor Club run event. My motor club, so a big shout out to all the organising team and everyone involved. Thank you for all your hard work. Stage 1, Langgower, is underway. The minis should be through first. We have the mini challenge running today. And you find us here right at the very end of the stage on a little open section which we found difficult to find this year on this event. Not too many places to set up with nice open sky above us for the satellite, but anyway, we have found somewhere and it's looking rather lovely. So thank you for joining us this morning. If you want to get involved in any way, drop me messages in the chat. You know where you're watching from. A pleasure as always to have you along. It should be a good fast day. We've had a lot of rain over the last couple of days or so, but I can just about make out dust in the distance as the first competitor sort of makes his way into view. I think it's dust I can see over that hilltop. So yeah, I imagine by the second time this stage runs this afternoon, it'll be quite a dry event. The first car then winding its way towards us. Sven Grube, Alfie Element, R53 Mini Car 201. Like I say, right at the very end of the stage here, last couple of corners, push hard through that final corner, but there is a bend just after, so just one to keep your eye on that. But a nice approach anyway. We'll stick with this stage for the first run, and then we'll move over to Llyn Summer in the Garthaniog Forest, and, made famous throughout Welsh rallying folklore with the World Championship competing on those roads. We'll be heading over there this afternoon around about sort of 3:15, hopefully for first car. Hopefully the times will come through nice and quickly here for us at the finish as well. We'll be able to relay those times to you and see how people are getting on after this first sort of short, sharp 3-mile opening stage of what looks to be a fantastic day's motorsport here in mid to North Wales. Yeah, whining supercharged on these minis, R53s. Jacob Neal then, James Coots, car 202, second on the road this morning. Got 24 minis to grace your screens as we make our way through this opening field, and then we'll turn our attentions to the main Plains Rally. What great these minis can have a go on the stage as well. It's a fantastic little championship. Looks like David Bird and Stephen Moyes in the third of the minis, pushing hard. Sounds like he's taking maybe a little bit of time out of Jacob. Might have just been the wind blowing this way, but it didn't seem quite like the minute. Charging hard into view, looking good. There we go. Third car through then. Under the R53 minis. Got 2 types of mini today. Sorry, I should apologise and explain. You're going to hear quite a lot of that today. I'm full of cough and cold. I've had this niggly little rubbish cough that doesn't do anything, just tickles your throat and forces you into a cough for no reason. Can you tell I'm getting a bit fed up of it now? That's summer for you. Hay fever season, isn't it? We're going well, David Burton. As I was saying, there's 2 classes of minis, the R53s and the R50s. As always, two separate classes. R53s, you'll hear us talk about those. They're the cars with the superchargers on board. You can hear them whining their way through the stages. The R50s a little less powered than the Minis, but equally just as exciting to watch. And you keep your eye on the top of the order for these R50s. They'll be pushing just as hard. Ben Hearsay, James Swallow had some good results in the Minis. Nice to see car 206, both butlers in the same car. We don't tend to see that very often, do we? Guy driving Florence on the maps or the notes this weekend. Usually doing battle against each other, so nice to have father and daughter in the same car. Hopefully Flo's got that sharp pencil ray to stab Dad in the leg when he does anything that Flo doesn't want, let's say. Let's hope he's got his listening ears on, as I tell my kids. They should be through next anyway, car 206, and then we look forward to seeing Tim Kirvan-Rogers, Mason Woodford in car 207. Mason, son of Paul, who's bringing you our other live stream today from stage 2. You'll be able to tune into that one. But, for now, you're with us here on the Pirelli Welsh stream. Special stage bringing you both championships live to your screens today. And as always, I will bring you the coverage from this fantastic Pirelli Welsh Championship. So a little bit of a gap this one. Keep an eye on Guy coming through. I reckon Flo's already sharpening the pencil in the car, saying I could go quicker, Dad, come on. Okay, through the logs then, coming into view. It's the blue Mini with the sheep on the sides, one of the best colour schemes on the cars. There we go, Guy and Flo, one of the stalwarts of the Mini Championship, this organising team. Really brought this championship along over the years, and they find their way of getting into some of the best little events around the country, as well as the sort of bigger events like this one here. Some fantastic events over at Truss Finnard. I was over there last year in the sunshine on the ranges. It was fantastic to see the cars over there. Great little event. Good mix of tarmac and gravel as well for anyone who wants to stick to sealed surfaces, or anyone who wants to have a little play in the forests. You can mix things up as well. So a real cost-effective way of running the championship. So car 207 should be next, Tim and Mason. You probably hear quite a lot of that as well, sneezing. Apologies. You can almost feel the germs coming down the micro, can't you? It's not the lurgy, I promise. So car 209 then it is, Andrew Otto, Tom Hind in the R53, coming into view first. Making up a couple of places by the looks of things. On the cars in front, John Day, Emma Cooper in 208, and Tim Kirvan-Rogers. Mason Woodford in 207, we'll see them come through, I'm sure. It's only a short stage here at Llangower this morning, so it may just be that they started in different road positions. Nice to see some new names on the entry list as well in the Minis. People that I haven't seen out before, so that's great to see. Okay, next mini interview then. Black and gold colour scheme. That's car 208, John Day, Emma Cooper. It's nice to have a brisk breeze as well blowing through, because keeps that dust away. Like I say, it's been raining quite a lot up north Wales anyway, and across the Cheshire where I'm from, we had quite a lot of rain over the last couple of days. I thought it was going to be wet through in this forest, but not quite. It's all right. Tim Kirvin Rogers then, Mason Woodford dancing the Mini through. I told you they'd be through. No dramas. And taking some time out of the car in front as well, John Day, Emma Cooper. So, yeah, going well, weren't they? Finding the grip levels with the Mini, just moving it around on the top of the marbles there on the gravel. Short drive from here then, down the side of Bala Lake. And stage 2 takes them through quite a nice open section. You'll see them on the live stream if you're watching it. It's Drusinant. And then we head over towards the Dovey complex. Like I say, we have a stage that, or the roads that I know of as Garthaniog, this year running as Lynn Sumner. And there's a nice little story behind that, actually. First of all, the lake at the top of the stage is called Lynn Sumner, which is an obvious reason to choose that name. But also, one of the club members from Knutsford District Car Club, Jeff Sumner, passed away a few years back. Ran this stage for many years, and they decided to, rather than call it Garthaniog, they decided to sort of name it after him and the lake that's there as well. So nice little touch that. So yeah, kudos to the Knutsford Motor Club team on that one. His ashes were spread around that lake as well, so you'll be no doubt watching from above as the cars make their way through that stage a little bit later on. They move then from Lynn Sumner down to, or over the road to Dovey, and then 2 blasts through the Dovey complex as well. So a long way to go after this one, before heading over to the main forest sections, and then they'll be driving back up to Dolgethley for service. And then once through Dolgethley service, it's all 5 stages again. The Minis won't be. The Minis will finish there, but the rest of the field will be making their way back out to do the same stages for the second time. So it's going to be an interesting day's rallying, a long, long way to go yet. As I say, we'll be moving from here over to the Lynn Sumner stage. We'll position ourselves in readiness for the second passing around about 3:15, I think it is, this afternoon. So Nick Skelton's been through. We saw Ruan Lowry as well. Ruan in the R50, I think one of the first of the R50s through. Greg Halfpenny alongside. And then Nick Skelton, Stefan Arndt in the R53, just chasing them through there in car 212. Next up we should have Steve Burles and Rob Thompson. Just about make out that supercharger in the distance. It's funny that you can hear the supercharger before you can hear the actual engine. It's an odd thing to notice first, but still. Okay, a little bit more tentative over the crest. Steve Burles. Oh, excuse me. Rob Thompson in that R53. Okay, so I think that's probably it for the R53s. We've got around about 10 R50s to come now. See See how they're getting on. See if we have any hard chargers wanting to set an opening time here on this first stage of the day. So Mark and Steve Winkles should be first through for us in car 214. Next through anyway. Much quieter approach. Sneaking up on us there almost. Safely through the stage then. Alex stops. Charles McElhenney next up then. Fabulous don't cut livery down the side of that Mini. A nod to the silk cut Jaguars. And a nice little segue to the fact that Le Mans is starting today. Yeah, Group C Jaguars, obviously Le Mans competitors, but I do like that Mini with the similar colour scheme. It's really clever, that. So a few shout outs then. Andrew Thompson's watching in stage 2, good morning. Ross Mason, good luck to Edward James, the Mighty Micro. Yeah, looking forward to seeing Ed through again. Haven't seen Ed for a while. It seems ages since I've been last out in the forest and out on a rally, so it's great to be back. Phil Jones is off to Barben Hill climb today, and then he's up in Argyle next week. We'll look forward to seeing you up in Argyle, Phil. We'll be there. It's a long drive up, so safe travels everyone heading to Argyle next week. Darren Jones is watching as well. Good morning, Darren. And John Petrie is watching as well. I don't think a weekend goes by without Petrie watching. Usually walking the dog. Michelle out and about. Dan's usually here. Team Petrie out in force. So, yeah. Thank you for tuning in. So if you want to get involved with the chat on Facebook or on YouTube, drop us messages, drop us comments. I'll do my best to read them out. Can't obviously see everyone's, but I'll try and touch base with as many as I can. Morning to the guys over on YouTube as well. Frida was watching for Alfie and Sven in car 201. Chris Allen, Reece Griffin in the R50 making his way through. Nice to see Chris on the road. Last time I saw him was Roger Albert Clark a few years back, and last year, sorry, I think a few years back, last year, and he was down a big ditch in some really snowy conditions. So well to get that car stopped before it fell over on itself. Simon Austin, David Vardy making their way through next, taking some good time out of Chris in front. Cars 140 is watching. Good morning, folks. He's cheering up the Will Rollins Rally team. Home with Drew. Morning all, watching with egg sarnie and coffee. Looking forward to getting back out with Nick Skelton in the Mini. Yeah, he's just been through as well. Going well, he was. Andrew Massey's not out with us today, but looking forward to getting back out in Greystoke. Oh, we'll see you at Greystoke, I hope. Thank you, Andrew. Looking forward to it. With the Mini Cruise Donna Morgan's cheering on Billy Grew. Mark Morgan in car 115. Psycho Divers is watching from Cyprus. Good luck to all the 205 and the 306s of Giles and Will Armitage. Yeah, let's say local. It's as local as you can get, really, for a forest event. You have got Woodpecker towards the end of the season. You've got sort of Shropshire-based crew. So, yep, looking forward to seeing them through shortly. You'll see matching Peugeots. Jimmy Anderson is watching as well. Ian Skelton tuned in. Miniature Metro, and as always, Paul and Liz are watching as well from Lancaster. Thank you very much, guys. Pleasure to bring you the coverage this morning. Plenty more of you out there watching as well. I will try and get back to everybody as the morning goes on and as the day unfolds. We continue to watch these minis come through. That was 219. Kevin and Tana Ablett in the mini. R50. Hugh Littler-Jones, Joseph Littler-Jones should be up next. Two together, 2-2-1. Being caught, so Hugh Littler-Jones being caught by Henry Kinwell and Dylan John in what sounded like a more powerful R53 actually, so not unexpected. Henry graduating from the F1000 Junior Championships. Into these minis, a great step up on the rallying ladder. So a good move there from Henry. Jody Bevington, Aaron Bevington should be through next. Then we round things off with Ryan Evans, John Evans for the mini challenge. If you're watching the live timings and you're wondering what's just happened, that would be a spectator deciding to wander through the timing beam. It's very good of him, wasn't it? Straight through the flying finish timing beam. Just be sensible out there, guys. If you're walking around the stages, timing beams are there to capture the cars, not us. Go around them, yeah. Okay then, looking for 223, Jody Bevington. Trying hard. Last of the late breakers anyway. Give it a good go into the flying finish here, didn't we? Ryan Evans, car 224 is our last crew on the road for the minis. And, safely through the flying finish, making their way down to the stop line then. So let's see if I can bring you some results. Okay, well, it's a great start for Tim Kirvin Rogers, Mason Woodford. They lead the event 3:37, going 1 second quicker than Sven Grube. Alfie Element, Nick Skelton, I said he'd gone well, didn't I, in car 212, their third, 3:43. David Burden, Andrew Otto, equal fourth on a 3:47. Henry Kinwell, we've just seen him through car 222, 3:48. Managing to just about catch as well, so probably lost a second or so there if you take that into consideration. That's just 11 seconds off the lead, so probably take a couple off that as well. So yeah, good run for Henry. Jacob Neal 3:52 in 7th. Ruan Lowry a 3:54 in 8th. Ryan Evans, who's just literally just this minute gone past us. That's pretty decent timing wise, isn't it? We managed to get the results through for Ryan, who's just completed the stage right now. A 3:56. Ben Hearsey a 3:59 to round out the top 10. And Guy Butler and John Day, that'd be a good battle throughout the day. A 4:02 for both of those guys. Alex Stops, 4:16. Steve Burles, 4:23. Catherine Bell, 4:30. We were talking about Catherine Coffin Fitz. Chris Allen, a 4:33 alongside Kevin Ablett and Jodie Bevington. And then Mark Winkles, 4:46 with Hugh Littler-Jones. And rounding out the timings was Simon Austin with a 5:52. So that is it for the Plains Challenge, the minis. We now turn our attentions to the top of the order, and we look forward to welcoming 4 times Pirelli Welsh Rally champions Matthew Hurst and Declan Deere back to the Plains Rally. You can hear them in the distance already. Elliot Payne, car 2, with Patrick Walsh alongside. Daniel and Asta Sigodotti were going to be in car 3 in the new Fabia. Vivian Hamill, Paddy Robinson in car 4, so we've got car 5 pulled the entry. Liam Clark, car 6, with Michael Gilby. Russ Thompson, 7. Barry McKenna, 8 in the Yaris. Nice to see another Yaris out. Alistair Ginley in car 9. James Wilson in 10. Dominic Buckley 11, Dan O'Brien 12, Jess Smith 13, Daniel Haynes with Rob Fagg alongside in that Fiesta S2000T. Car 14, so the one we're looking for, yes, he's there. Car 17, keep an eye on that one, that'll be one to watch, I promise you. Stephen War is running 16, and then Shane McGurr and Denver Rafferty in the Lada Riva, which if you haven't seen that car already, I'm sure most of you will have done, but if you haven't seen that car already, what a machine that is. Keep your eye on that when they arrive here. Fantastic mix of machinery, modern and classic, to come your way over the next hour or so. Hour and a half almost. We'll see which order these guys are running in, because they like to throw things at me. And we'll see who's first on the road, shall we? Dylan Fowler Bishop should be first, car 111. So we're going to see the cars from 110 onwards first. Okay, that makes sense. I did think that was the case, and then when the entry list popped up, I thought, that can't be right, surely. Hard charging Dylan Fowler Bishop. You don't get much more hard charging than that, let me tell you. As close as you could wish to putting it into the ditch here at the end of stage 1. Really, really on it, wasn't he? That would have been awful, because the last time he was out competing on an event, I think he might have even been this one or the Woodpecker, he did put it in the ditch in front of me, so he'll be blaming me. So I'm glad he got away with that. That might have just realigned his mind slightly as he come through the finish line here. All those Dylan Fowler Bishop and Dan Evans fans out there watching, holding their breath there, but we made it. They're alive and well and making it out of the stage, so good. That's the main thing. Heart in mouth moment. Dave Brick then, car 112, and Freddie Brick alongside in that mighty Nova. Up next, we know they like a push as well, so let's see how this goes. Well, a much more sensible line. Probably ran a little bit quick through the flying finish there, but let's say a much more sensible line. Still the back end stepping out slightly. It is quite loose down there. Walking up the stage, it did look a little bit off camber as well. So expect plenty of excitement here this morning as we move through the field. Nigel and Karen Jenkins up next, second of the Novas. Got a few out today. I don't know where the sun's gone. It's actually quite chilly up here now. I thought it was going to be a blazing hot day is what I was led to believe. How wrong I was. Okay, car 113 then. The green 1400 Nova, Arthur Nigel and Karen Jenkins. Nigel and Kaz, as we know them here at Special Stage. Going well. I'll get the times up as soon as we've had our first sort of 15-20 cars. So as soon as we get to the start of the main field, car 1, Matthew Hurst will we'll have a quick rundown of the results. Luke Watts, Matt Rogers, MGZR up next. Tidy does it, nicely done. I'm not sure we'll see anybody as sideways as Dylan. Dylan and Dan in the what looked like a rear-wheel drive Nissan Micra. I can assure you it isn't. Okay, the Billy Grew fan club out there watching. Expect to see Billy in the Nova anytime now. It's a good-looking car, that. Nicely done. Nicely balanced. Looking well. Good stuff. One car we always love to see out on the stages here at Special Stage. Dale Glover and Dave Smalley in the Alpha Sud. Something a bit different. As you know, we like variety. It's great to see the Alpha out, so let's keep our fingers crossed. It appears in view anytime now. Here he comes. Red Top Zoom Zoom wants to give a shout out to all the Balham District Motor Club members out competing today on their local event. Of course, we can do that. Well, not too far from home with these guys out on their home stages. Good luck, everybody. Simon D says, any chance to turn the microphone sound up a little bit? Are we struggling to hear me? Is it me or is it the cars? I'm sure you want to hear more of the cars than me. If it needs turning up, give me a shout. Everybody else out there, if you want me to turn it up, I can do that. Let me know. It's a little bit quiet, no problem. Mark Tugwell, Steve Pugh in the glorious RS 1600 Escort Mark 1. Next up, we have Ed James and Kevin Lane. Another of the hard-charging Micras, but this time it's the wide arch car. I think it's a good job that Dylan's car wasn't the wide arch car, wasn't it? Would have no back end on it by now. He'd have ripped it off. Here it comes. It looks glorious, making its way down the hillside. Very good. Beautiful looking car. 119 then. Geraint Williams, Ifan Rowlands up next. Another of the Novas. We've got a few Novas out today. This is great to see. I do like a Nova. You can make out on the footage there on the screens in front of you. You can see the log piles at the side of the stage. This opening couple of stages actually seen some heavy logging over the last few months or so. There's a lot of logs everywhere, so some of the places out in the stages which you can get some really good views now with the logs down. Until it's all cleared, it'll be fantastic. We'll be able to see for miles. I do like these little stages. It's up to the east of Bala, Langower, Penlyn. Great stages. Spent many a year over here watching rallying. I'm looking across to the Penlyn stage on the other side of the valley here. Good memories. Gethin Run Price, Stevie Brown should be up next. Certainly are. Another of the wide arch Micras. Yeah, one thing I noticed when we were researching the stages and we were going through all the competitive DVDs and the maps of the stages, and you realise how long you've been coming to some of these forests. It's quite frightening to see the difference over the years. And I remember going into forests like the Garthany Oak stage or the Dovey stage and thinking, wow, look at it all open here, it's all been felled. And now, when you look at the DVD, the trees are in full forest bloom. You know, the trees are massive now, and you think, flipping like that just shows how old I am. Not good, is it? When you can tell how old you are through the height of trees. Con Evans and John Evans in the BMW. That's the Road Rally Class BMW 318 Ti. And then I'm hoping that we see Matt and Sasha up next. I haven't seen them out in this new car yet. They never made it as far as me last time out, so I've got everything crossed for them today. I want to see them coming into view over that crest in the distance. That's more like it. Nicely done. Maybe a quick time from Matt looking at that. Hasn't driven competitively as much as he's wanted to over the years. He's had all sorts on with work commitments and everything else in life, as most of us have. But great to see him back out, and the car's looking lovely as well, Matt. Done a good job of building that. Should have pulled your finger out and got it built years ago, but hey, you know, you've done it now. That's the main thing. Looks and sounds fantastic, mate. Well done. Yeah, Mr. Keydeck on YouTube says, good to see Billy grew out in 115, the brand new Nova. It looked good, didn't it? Really smart. Nice colour scheme, sort of iconic. Vauxhall or Opel colours, GM colours down the side of it as well. Yeah, it looks really, really nice, that. Mark Brown Scooby is watching from Ibiza. Well, we've almost got the Ibiza sunshine. Just not quite got the temperatures. But I bet you haven't got one of those in Ibiza. Alan Jardine, Ashley Trimble. Ford Lotus Cortina looking glorious as well, running in the H1 class this weekend. We don't see too many H1 category cars out, unfortunately, at the minute. But hopefully we'll get more and more. It's always good to see the older cars out. Ola and Philip Luxton next through in their MG ZR. A couple of little lockups on the brakes as we head towards the yellow boards. You can see on the screen that's the board that's facing away from us, that with the yellow flying finish approach boards. Okay, Joe Lewis, Jamie Mills, 106 XXI. Car 125. Safely negotiating the Llangauer stage here at the Plains Rally. One, 2, 6 is Nick Skelly and Danny Poole in the MG ZR. A few MGs out as well. Next up, we should be looking for the Peugeot 205 GTI, as we mentioned earlier, on Giles Armitage and Josh Rhodes. Certainly is. It's a good sign. It's car 127. And then we've got an Austin Mini next up. Austin Mini 1000. It's the Mark III version of Richard Phillipson and Brian Kamak. And then Brindley Thomas, Dylan Griffiths will round things off for this middle category of cars, let's say. We should hear all the noise of the four-wheel drives making their way into Llangowen in the next few minutes or so. Give you a quick rundown of the leaderboard. Minis should be just about entering stage 2 now by the sounds of things and looks of things. Here comes the Mini. Looking and sounding glorious, as always. Beautiful little car. There's a couple of sections in these stages today which that car will not thank the organising team for. Only very short little, only very short little sections of newly laid forest road. Until that poor little Mini will be finding the sump guard a few times through there. Okay then, last competitor for these lower powered two-wheel drive cars, running in class 12, Brindley Thomas, Dylan Griffiths. So having a listen across the valley, I can just about hear cars at the start line, so we won't have too long before the main attraction arrives with us. Let's have a little look. So quickest through then, you're not going to believe this, car 111, Dylan Fowler Bishop in the Mighty Micra. Quickest and most sideways, I would say, by quite a way. Dave Brick, car 112, second quickest. Dale Glover setting great time with Geraint Williams, equal 3:38, so third overall for Dale and Geraint. Joint times on 3:38 through this stage. Dylan was a 3:29, Dave Brick a 3:34. Luke Watts 3:39 in fifth. Nige and Kaz in the Nova car 113, they were joint sixth alongside Mark Tugwell and Matt Jackson as well, so he had a good run. 3:42, Billy Grew in that new Nova car 115, that was a 3:44. Ed James rounds out our top 10 with a 3:50. Just seeing if any of the times have come through. Couple missing at the very end, but we'll try and catch up with them in a second. Gethin Run Price and Joel Lewis set 11th. 11th equal times with a 3:52. Oliver Luxton with a 3:54. Colin Evans a 3:55. Giles Armitage a 3:59. Nick Skelly 16th, 4:06. Brindley Thomas just making it through there, a 4:10. Richard Phillipson in the Mighty Mini, a 4:11, and Alan Jardine a 4:15 in that beautiful Ford Lotus Cortina. Well, I can hear we have four-wheel drives on their way. They've just blasted into the stage. I can just about make out the noise in the distance, so we'll keep an eye on that one. They won't be too far away. It was a 3:10, wasn't it, the fastest stage time for the cruise so far. We'll see what happens in the next 2.5 minutes, let's say. But it won't be long before Matt Hurst and Declan Deer appear on your screens. Quick flick back to Facebook while we're here then. So Tim Samuel, Howard Price, good morning. Stuart Kelso watching. Rhiann James, good luck to all the Typhoon Motor Club members. Stuart says, can I have a shout out to Rhys Kelso, who completed his final GCSE exam yesterday. Proud of you, son. Yeah, absolutely. Of course you can. That's a mighty step in your career, done and dusted for now. I told you it wouldn't be long. Short, sharp blast to arouse the senses this morning for these crews. Matthew Hurst, Declan Deer, first ones through the stage then of the four-wheel drive machinery. Bringing the times as soon as I get them. Thomas Ebenstall, George Evans, Andrew Farquhar, Brynmore Pierce also tuning in. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Brynmore's been an organiser and planner and coordinator for the Welsh Championship, and still working hard in the sport. So big shout out to everybody. Thank you very much. Jason Brown also watching in Longtown as well. So thank you, guys. Elliot Payne, Patrick Walsh kicking up the dust. In that Fiesta Rally 2. I need to shout a big shout out to Declan and to Gemma as well, who celebrated the arrival of their beautiful little baby just a couple of months ago now, and I don't think I've seen them since, so we need a meet up. Need to say hello. I'm hoping it's all going well, and no doubt Jem sat there watching the telly or watching the screen now, and introducing rallying to the next generation. Daniel Sigurdsson, Master Sigurd Dottir, in the new Skoda Fabia RS. It's the newer version to the car that Matt and Deck have, the Skoda Fabia Rally 2, which has served them so well over these past few seasons. Danny and Pinky in the slightly newer version. I say slightly, it's probably got a lot more technology on it, but Matt and Deck still seem to do the business, don't they, in that slightly older Fabia. We should see Vivian Hamill, Paddy Robinson next up, one of the Irish crews in their Skoda, similar to that of Danny and Pinky. Irish crew following the Icelandic crew. Do a lot of their rallying over here in the UK and in Wales. Looking and sounding strong in that Fabia, going well. So our Pirelli Welsh Championship leaders are due through next in the Ford Fiesta Rally 2. That's Liam Clark, Michael Gilby. Flurry of Welsh competitors heading the leaderboard. Liam will be looking to continue his push for Pirelli Welsh dominance this season. Going well. Looking like a strong pace, strong time through that one. Next up, Russ Thompson, Steve Link in the Ford Fiesta. So used to saying Mitsubishi, aren't we, when we see Russ Thompson, Steve Link, but the Ford Fiesta. I'm going to say newly acquired. It's recently acquired, isn't it? It's not that new anymore. Been out and about at a few events. Still relatively new to the guys though. Powering through the corner, weren't they? Hard on the brakes before it, but drove the corner well. Actually, powered that Ford Fiesta. That doesn't sound like a Ford Fiesta, does it? It's because it isn't. Powering it through the proto Fiesta, let's say. Alistair Ginley, Carl Williamson. Our next crew. A couple more Skodas coming your way then. Alistair first, then James Wilson, Paul Mulholland next up. Coloured Skoda Fabia RS, the newest incarnation of Skoda for Alistair Ginley. Okay, car 10 then, James Wilson, Paul Mulholland up next. Okay, a couple of non-starters. So, Dommy Buckley next. Dan O'Brien in car 12. That'll be actually your first 10 cars through in this four-wheel drive or higher engine capacity cars, let's say. Okay, Dommy Buckley up next then in the Polo. I see a Polo out on the gravel. Mikey Waisling alongside. Dan O'Brien first though. Liam Regan. Dan up from London, Irish competitor, but south. Hopefully we get that Polo through. Here we go. Bit between his teeth, isn't he? There's Dommy there. I don't think he saw the flying finish boards. He was so in his own little world there. But Mikey would have been telling him to stop sharpish as he came around that corner. But yeah, trying really hard. And we saw this last time out. Set some fantastic times. And always one to keep an eye on. As you can just see there, he can drive. Can Dommy? So we're looking forward to seeing something a little bit older now, let's say. I mean that in the nicest possible way. Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 6. Jeff Smith, Joe Dunn. This is a very nice looking car. I always enjoy seeing Jeff out driving this car. Still one of my favourite sights, you know, seeing those cars out. Fantastic stuff. Great to see Jeff pedalling it hard as well. Next up for us then, Dan Hyon's Rob Fagg. Fiesta Super 2000 Turbo. Tidy does it, taking some time out of Jeff as well in front. Good run through the stage there for Dan. We'll have a look at Steve Waugh and Mark Broadbent through, and I'll have a quick look at the times for the top crews. It's actually got really chilly up here. Can't believe how cold I am. I need my gloves on. I wasn't prepared for this today. Could have been worse. Could have put shorts on. I've learnt over the years not to do that. You never know where you're going to be stood and you end up walking through nettles and bushes and gorse and all sorts. So I'm glad I didn't do that again. Learnt from my mistakes now that I'm just 42 years old. Okay then, plenty of dust being kicked up. So times on the board then. The only crew to break the 3-minute mark through stage 1, Elliot Payne and Patrick Walsh, saying a time of 2:59. Dominic Buckley, I said he was going well, 3 minutes, just 1 second behind. Matty Hurst, 3:02. Danny Sigurdsson, 3:03. Russ Thompson, a 3:05. Liam Clark, the first of the Welsh crews. Well, actually, Russ Thompson's there as well, isn't he? Just ahead of him, 3:06. Alistair Ginley, a 3:08. Viv Hamill, 3:10. James Wilson, a 3:11. Dan Hyons rounds out the top 10 with a 3:16, but I suspect we may see some changes. Stephen Moore's just come through, car 44. He's just behind Dan O'Brien, actually, 3:28. So that one looked quick through here, though. A quick section of stage for him. Dan O'Brien then a 3:18. So let's see where Mr. Waugh lands himself. 3 seconds quicker than Stephen Moore. So Stephen Waugh and Stephen Moore battling it out at the minute. Here's that larder we were talking about. What a machine this is. Sticking it to the escorts, that's what I like. Can you imagine when they first designed that car, that they, all these years later, be getting hooned around forests at the speed it's going? Fantastic stuff. Love seeing the Larder Eva. Let's have a little look at any times that have come through. I was just wondering if it was top 10 then for Shane McGurr at the minute with a 3:14, so 15 seconds slower than Elliot Payne through this stage in a 40-year-old Larder. That's not bad, is it? Fantastic stuff. So we've got a bit of a pause. We're looking for our next crew, but we have a little bit of a gap in proceedings. I can hear cars coming towards us. Patrick Naylor, Tom Bishop should be up next in the Mitsubishi Evo 9.
I think it is the one with the gravel track on it.
Okay, next interview then. Trevor Gamble, Chris Davies in the Ford Fiesta Rally 2. So no Patrick Naylor at the minute. In fact, there was a gap. Kind of hints to the fact that he may have started the stage, so he might be out there somewhere, mechanical or puncture possibly, or we'll see. We'll see if we can find out any information on the whereabouts of Patrick and Tom. Pete Gorst up next with Mark Twynham alongside. Listen out to see what I can hear in the distance. We have got cars on the way, I can hear that. That's good. Car 20, Pete Gorst, Mark Twynham, sporting some rather muddy sills there. He's been off somewhere in this stage for sure, making a muddy patch in that forest somewhere. On the other side of the car, Bob Morgan's catching him. Ed Williams alongside Bob in that Fabia R5. So there'll be a story to tell there from Pete, who's had a moment in a ditch somewhere in this stage. Paul Maguire, David Kerr should be up next for us. Car 23, Subaru Impreza. The familiar burble of the Subaru Impreza. Don't hear it quite as often as we used to, do we now? But always nice to see one out and about. Wouldn't be a rally without a Subaru, so. We haven't had a Mark II Escort yet either. Don't worry. One will be along any time. Those die-hard Escort fans out there. We've had the Mark I earlier. Mark II. Andy Davis, Owen Davies through first of all. Simon Webster, Jez Rogers through in their RS2000 then. Car 25. Lovely looking car. Andy Davies, Owen Davies in that H6 category Escort. Simon and Jez up next then. Nicely done. We look back to four-wheel drive machinery now, and the Citroen C3 Rally 2 of Rob Morris, Daniel James. Don't see too many Citroens out on the gravel. But, Rob, been campaigning him now for a couple of seasons. Formidable car on tarmac. Looks decent on gravel as well, doesn't it? It's nice to see one out and about. It's new brother or sister, depending on how you look at it. The Lancia Ypsilon is the new car, isn't it? Very similar platform to that car. Underneath the shell, very similar. Already proved itself in the European Championships and the Rally 2 in the World Championships. Nigel Cree, Seamus Cook will be up next for us, and we look forward to seeing Boyd Kershaw and Keegan Rees joining the party, car 29. Punchel for Niger. See that tyre right off the rim. Luckily only a short stage, so not too much time lost. Flying Kiwi safely through stage 1 of the Plains Rally 2026. So it feels like it's been a long time, doesn't it, since we've been last out on the Pirelli Welsh Championship. This is actually only round 3 of 7, so we've a long way to go in the championship after this one, and it's been a great start to the season as well. As I mentioned before, Liam Clark, Michael Gilby lead the way in that championship. Hurst Declan Deer missed the first 2 rounds, but looking to get back to winning ways now. Robert Goff, car 30, Johnny Tad Evans alongside. No James Giddings on the entry. I thought he was due to be out today. Another one of the Welsh Championship crews. One we've seen many times before. Woolgutting, Bob Stokoe in the Subaru Impreza N12B, familiar car. Familiar crew. Always great to see Woog out. Ben Jemison, Adam Burkill in the beautiful Vauxhall Chevette HSR next up for us. Car number 34, Liam Griffiths will be one to watch through here. Robbie Sanford alongside him in the ST150. Ford Fiesta, don't see too many of them. Hopefully our next competitor through. Always pushes hard, does Liam. Sounds like 2 together, actually. So Brian Jardine, Declan Campbell in the H6 Class Ford Escort. Sounds like a little bit of a soft tyre on the back there as well. It might be a puncture. It did sound like they were closer together than this, so no Liam Griffiths at the minute. listen back up the stage. There's Liam in the Fiesta, pushing hard as we've come to know him for now. Paul Bonas, Elgin Davies sitting alongside Paul. Ford Fiesta R5, spacked car. So after this round, Pirelli Welsh Championship heads to the Nicky Grist stages on July the 11th. Another fantastic event down in mid-Wales, and one that I'm hoping is slightly warmer than this one. I'm freezing, I don't know how Sam... Get your gloves on, Sam. No, both regretting that decision, aren't we? Well, I thought it was going to be cracking the flags today. It was going to be really nice and warm. I was told it was going to be a beautiful day, and it stayed cloudy over us at the minute. You could do with the sunshine coming out. It really is quite chilly up here on this hillside. Wind whipping through. 12th September, we head to the Woodpecker Rally. Martin Andrews, Tim Curry, another of the Subaru Imprezas. The car's done some miles. See that car competing all around the country for many years as well. It's great to see. Then we start going towards the colder climates of the Cambrian Rally on the 24th of October, and then the Super Slippy Winding Stages Rally on the 14th of November. Rounds out the championship, the Pirelli Motorsport UK Welsh Rally Championship, and yeah, it's been so far 3 rounds down, just about. We're at the Plains Rally now, 4 to go. We're not at the halfway point yet in the season, but lots of excitement. Kevin Metcalf, Ian Jones, BMW E30, running as car 41 this weekend. It was good to see a sideways BMW, isn't it? We've seen Father Utting. Next up should be son Max. And the second of the Ford Fiesta ST Maxes. I don't think they named the ST Max after Max Utting, and I'm not sure that Wug named Max after the ST Max rally car either, but either way, a Max in a Max is good to see. Hugh Matthews alongside. think I can hear the engine note of Mike Simpson and Ian Jones in the distance. Mark II Escort should be making their way towards us. Another crew safely negotiating this tricky 3-miler to open proceedings here. Jeff Phelps, Colin Jenkins in the Mark I this weekend. Car number 48. Used to seeing Jeff in the Mark II. But, nice, he's got a Mark I as well. So lots going on the live streams as well, so thank you to everyone who's commenting. I appreciate all your messages, all your interactions. Colin Minton, Izzy Holman making their way through in the Ford Fiesta. It's the R5 version of the Ford Fiesta. Let's have a quick look at what is going on. Out there in the world of social media. Carmen Ellis wants to know if Will Onions is out playing. I think he's talking about Will Onions anyway. Onions, you out playing? I think he's talking about Will. Pip Coulson cheering on Julian Burley and his old Sunbeam. Andy Cook's out watching. Thank you, Andy. Morning, mate. Hope you're well. Kevin Williams. He's looking forward and probably packing his bags, I imagine, for Donegal next weekend. Some crack over there. Richard Urquhart as well tuning in. Lots of other people. It's great to see so many people tuning in and watching the live streams this weekend on Special Stage. As I say, we have multiple live streams coming at you throughout the day. You're tuned into the Pirelli Welsh coverage here, and we'll be bringing you all of our crews throughout the season, but throughout the day as well here. Over on YouTube then, Red Top Zoom Zoom, Simon D 1978, Mark Brown Scooby, Mr. Keydeck, 306 rear wheel drive. Good luck to Buzz Husselby in driving my old car. Oh, okay, interesting. So the 306 rear wheel drive car is has been passed on to new owners. Keep an eye out on that one then. Car number 80 this weekend. Lee Robinson, car 64, watching from home in Dorking, Surrey. Driver Lee got a flying gazebo to the head last week and is recovering with concussion. He'll be back out very soon. That sounds different. That's not the kind of story I'm used to seeing or reading. I take it was windy last weekend, wasn't it? Car 52, Bambus Charalambus. Just running out of grip a little bit, just getting the line through this corner wrong slightly. Managing to gather it up though. No dramas. We look forward to seeing him back out then, Lee. That's a shame. Susan Jenkins is waiting for Michael and Jordan to come through in car 79. That's from Mummy Jenkins. Thank you, Mummy Jenkins. We'll call you Susan if that's all right. He won't be too far off now. We'll keep an eye on things. But, we're making our way towards that part of the entry list. So, yeah, 15-20 minutes or so, and we should have them through. Bambus, great to see Bambus back out. It's been a big break in his motorsport, or rallying anyway. Car 54, Arwell Parry, one of our Pirelli Welsh Championship crews. Sponsored by Modern Arwell Parry Motors and G Price Photographs. A really strong category as well, actually running in this class today. I know that James Giddings isn't here with Alan Davies, so that makes it one car easier for them. But, Class 9, it's full of serious contenders for the class. Nick Dobson, Phil Sandham alongside. A man with many a story to tell, Mr. Sandham. Class 7 is going the way of Damien Cole and Ian Allsop in their Get Connected Ford Escort. We've seen Damien out many times before on gravel and tarmac in all the different cars that he's had, the Ford Focuses and the Hyundais. He's out this weekend and doing very well in the Class 7 category, 1600 to 2 litre cars. He's leading the way, or they're leading the way with Ian alongside him. Of Tom Todd, Dan Moorfield will be through just afterwards as well in their Mark 1. So first up, Damien and Ian. Pushing hard, going well. Nice to see. I haven't caught up with Damien for a long, long time. I've seen him plenty of times as he flashes past me, but I never had a chance to say hello to him. So as mentioned, Tom Todd, Dan Moorfield should be through next in the Mark 1. It's only a slender lead in the championship between the two. Damien taking the honours so far, Tom just behind. So we'll be looking to push hard today. Damien will need to keep him at bay. Safely through for Tom. The sun's come out as well. I can feel my hands warming up instantly. It needs to stay now. We don't want any more of this cloud nonsense. John Greaves, car 58. H6 class Mark II, Russ Thompson alongside. Different Russ Thompson. Steve Corky Ward and John Millington should be up next. The beautiful blue and white livery adorning the Mark II Escort. Lovely looking, very period looking colour scheme on that car, isn't it? Ralt Rally Sport down the sides. So, next up for us should be Andrew Fox and Jamie Lee Fox. All those years I've been saying that name. In the BMW 325, I can just about make it out over the noise of the wind in my ear. Battling for Class 8 honours, two-wheel drive cars over 2 litre. Currently being led by Boyd Kershaw. The BMW will definitely be a strong contender. Plenty of grunt in that car. Pushing it through the stages. Looking good. Looking forward to this one. David Dobson, Brian Hodgson in the Opel Manta. Be a big old bus to get through. But, looking forward to that. Love an Opel Manta. Car number 62. Being guided towards the end of this 3-mile opening stage. Nicely done, looking good. Howard Davies, Aaron Jones are showing as our next crew through, car 63. Keep an eye out for those guys in their Mark I coming through next. Let's have a little flick back to the results and see if I can bring you any information with what's going on. So we have cars through Trusty Nant stage 2. It looks like we've got cars up to the 4-wheel drive. So after 2 stages then, Dylan Fowler Bishop continues to lead the way, opening up a 13-second lead over Dave Brick. Dale Glover managing to set second fastest time through stage 2. It's really impressive in that Alfa Sud, so great to see. He went 1 second faster than Dave Brick. So Dale 16 off Dylan's pace at the top. Garrett Williams 18 overall now after the 2 stages behind Dylan. Nigel and Kaz, they're 23 back in 5th. 10 seconds slower through that second stage. Slightly longer stage, stage 2. Some nice open sections as well, some tight twist to it. And then the event will make its way over towards the Dovey Forest Complex. We're in the trees. We're in the trees there, and we'll be bringing you some action from there later on. We'll be heading, myself and Sam, over that way. We're gonna try and chase the sun, aren't we, Sam? I'm going to try and find some sunshine and warm up a little bit. It's just come back out again, but when it goes away, God, it's freezing. I can't believe how cold it is. Okie dokie. Car 66, Chris Gash and Dylan Williams in the Subaru Impreza. You can hear them coming a mile off, can't you? Certain cars have just such an iconic or a familiar engine note to them. The R53 Minis, when they are heading towards you, can hear them before they get here with their supercharger whirling away. The sound of a BDA, you can almost imagine it, can't you? I used to be quite good with recognising engine noises. It's a bit geeky, isn't it? I know, but yeah, knowing what World Rally cars were coming next was something I could manage. Now it just sounds like an engine. I think my hearing is quite as well as it used to be. And half the time when I think I've heard something, I tell you all what it is, and then it's not the same car, it's the wrong one. So what I do know is these have all got petrol engines. No electric motors to be found here today. Malcolm and Jamie Atherton complete the stage in their Mark II. We've got Adam Durston Hillier and Yvonne Walton following them through. They're not too far behind them either here in their H6 category Mark II. Making up a good bit of time there. Next up is Ashley and Jake Rutledge in the BMW E46. A bit of a gap between the crews here, but it is the E46 interview next. Sharp looking colour scheme, isn't it? Don't want to miss that one. Simon Millington, Sam Kelter, ERO members in the Ford Escort Mark II up next, running in Class 7 in the Pirelli Welsh Rally Championship. Mentioned before, it's a highly contested championship, that one, or class, that one. It's got Damien Cole and Ian Allsop at the top of it, Tom Todd just behind, Steve Chaplin, Ryan and Rich Suter also going well in the class. You see the likes of Jeff Phelps already. He won up in the Severn Valley. The likes of Jeremy Harris, Simon Millington, Max Woodson. It's a tough class to be part of. Simon and Sam making their way through. So we've got about 14 cars to go. And we'll be done here on stage 1. Continued footage of the Plains Rally taking place on special stage today. The raspy engine sounds of Tim Phelps, Elwyn Manuel in their Mark II Escort. Very tidy looking car, making their way through. Then we'll pack all our gear up, march it all back down this enormous mountain that we've found ourselves on, and stick it all in the car, and we'll head to our next location, which is Lynn Sumner, and we'll be bringing that stage live this afternoon. Sam's driving this next leg. He hasn't been told yet, but Sam's driving this next leg while I have a snooze. That sounds like a plan.
Sounds good to me.
I'm not giving him the keys to my car. He'll stick lights all over it like he did with his Mini. Car 73, that's Steve Chaplin and Rich Souter. Okay, we're looking down the entry list. We've got the 306 S16 of Will Armitage to come. We mentioned them earlier on. The big brother to Giles Armitage's 205. It's car 75. So we're through after Cyril Cook and Jack Morris. In the rear-wheel drive Astra, like a Mark II Astra, to be fair. It's reminds me of Louise Aitken Walker back in the day. Another example of how old I am. What's worse is she probably won't thank me for saying that. Sorry, Louise. I was a kid watching and she was already driving, so yikes. Okay, let's have the 306 through then next. Then we see Tudor Morris and Geralt Davies in the BMW. Excellent stuff. I think the last 2 times we've been out filming, they've rolled that car, or they've gone off and crashed that car. So I'm just pleased that they made it through without having an incident near us or around us there. Thank you guys for surviving. We don't need to see your car in any more ditches this year. We'll end up with a name for ourselves. Michael Jenkins then and Jordan joins. Mummy Jenkins has been patiently waiting all this time. They should be through straight after Tudor Morris and Geralt Davies, so keep an eye on those screens now. You had your 1 minute warning. I'm pushing hard because it's not going to be a minute. But the timing beam seems to have fallen over down there. It'll be interesting for the stop line crew. I don't know what happened there. It must have been a stone or something's hit it. It's not been windy enough to blow it over. But, had enough and given up. There we go. Michael and Jordan in that Fiesta R2 safely through stage 1. Next up, Andrew Husselby and Alex Lewis in the newly acquired Peugeot 306. You'll recognise the car, it's been out and about for many years. That's not it. James Bailey, Andrew Sankey in the Evo 9 through first. Car 81, hopefully Andrew and Alex are through then any time now. Bob Morris and Dylan Davies in the Subaru Impreza should be through as well any time. We'll see who comes into view first. It is the Subaru. We had some love on the live stream comments earlier as well for the next group. Julian Burley, Emir Hall. Keep our eye out for Andrew Husselby in that 306. No sign just yet. The slogan "We've been tangoed" adorned the boot of that car. It's certainly orange. It's looking good as well. Julian and Emir going well. H1 category competitors this weekend. So just the 4 cars to come then by the looks of things. Got the Ford Escort Mark II of Jonathan Wally. Another R50 Mini of Daniel Wilkinson will be doing the full event. And then we've got Peugeot 205 GTI and a 106 GTI, Chris Skinner and Jeffrey Jones, respectively. And that will round things off for us here in Llangauer. The sun's starting to make a few more appearances now. Jonathan Wally then in the Purple Moose Escort, Pete Dennis alongside. completing the first 3 miles of the event. Just to see if there's any results for the top crews through stage 2. Okay, then a little shuffle at the top of the order for the four-wheel drives. Dommy Buckley goes 1 second quicker than Elliot Payne through stage 2, so that's an equal first timings-wise. With the Drusinant stage now complete, Elliot's still showing as overall leader though, as he won the first stage. So never know, that might become important by the end of it. Matty Hurst, Declan Deere. They set a 3:44 through stage 2, which puts them just 4 seconds off Elliot Payne's, well, and Don Buckley's 6:42 overall. So 6:46 then for Matthew. Another good stage for Danny and Pinky. 3:46 through the stage gives them a 7-second deficit to the leader. Russ Thompson, Liam Clark is where the big battle is in the Pirelli Welsh Championship. Liam going 1 second quicker than Russ, so all even at the top of that championship. Long way to go though still. Crews now on their way to the Dovey complex. Lynn Sumner, Dovey East and Dovey Main. So I just heard sweeper car coming into the stage. We'll bring you the very last of the crews through this first stage of the day here at Llangower. Round 3 of the Pirelli Welsh Rally Championship. We just had Mark Skinner and Mark Williams through. This is Jeffrey Jones, Graham Isaac. Smartly painted Peugeot 106 GTI to round things off here. So sounds like there's a couple of cars stopped in stage, one of them being car 80 and one of them being Patrick Nail earlier on as well. So it's been a bit of an action-packed morning. We're going to get ourselves packed up now here and abseil down side of this mountain back to the car, and we'll head over to Lynn Sumner, where we'll bring you the continued action